So anyway, guys, myself and Mike were just having a conversation off camera there. So we thought we'd just kick off and there's Mark joining now. So we're all good. Whole crew's here. Mark, we're live, just so you know. I was actually late today, guys, but funnily enough, I was half an hour late and Mark was still later than me. I don't know how he does it, but he's very, very impressive with that.
My cat died, mate.
Anyway, Mike, we'll continue our conversation. So Mike was at a wedding at the weekend, guys, and he's just telling me how fucked he feels, and he wasn't even drinking. And we were reminiscing, going back through the years. Obviously, I haven't drank in about 5 years now, but I was just saying to Mike how, honestly, if I sleep 5.5 hours tonight, I'm going to be fucked for 3 days. I don't actually know how, at 30 or 30 plus people function, getting that little sleep and drinking copious amounts of alcohol on top of it. I don't even want to comprehend how fucked I would feel if I drank now.
No, like that's what I was just saying. It's like I was at a good friend's wedding. It was literally on the border, just down south in Ireland, but we flew into Northern Ireland. We flew into Belfast because it was literally an hour from Belfast. But if you flew to Dublin, it'd be like an hour 40 drive. So went to Belfast Friday, chilled, relaxed. Was planning on going to the gym in Newry on Friday morning, but we were a little bit further from the wedding venue than we thought. So we were kind of like, fuck, we might be caught for time. So we just said we'd give it a skip. So I accidentally ended up having a 4-day deload now, which was probably needed. Sometimes when you don't plan it and it just falls into play, it feels like it's going to work out just good for me, because obviously I've been training hard now the last like 16, 18 weeks, no break. So the 4 days will do good. But as you were saying about going to the wedding, like I wasn't drinking. None of the lads weren't drinking. And literally just, I don't know how people function like that. Like it was like 12:30. I think we left at like 1:45, and then it was a 45-minute drive back to where we were staying. But around 12 o'clock, I just hit that wall where I just sat down on the table. And literally just like, it looked like I was drinking. When someone's sitting there and their kind of hands are in their head, like, is that I just couldn't function with people or interact. But what I'm going to say is the struggles people don't realize too is for us bigger lads, clothes to fit to any formal wear clothes. Like I bought new stuff on father sons because like it was the only thing I thought would fit. And I went like a size up and things because I had 2XL t-shirts or 2XL shirts, and they're still like stretchy. They'd only close to like here on me. So I ended up getting a 3XL, but the 3XL was still a little bit tight. Like I probably could have done with a 4XL to be comfortable. Pants I bought didn't fit. So I literally had to just root through finding old pants from about 4 years ago. I think it was when I was like that 120 plus in Spain, I had a pants, so I was able to get that. But I can tell you now, at 120 kilos, I could move on the dance floor, guys. I could I could jiggy a bit better than I thought. Like I thought it'd be like very robotic, but do you know what? It was good fun there. But the highlight is like there was myself, Michael Grace, one of the other lads, Shane, the guy got married. Like I coach him now too, but we were all making moves on the dance floor. And then after it, we were sweating, like in literally 2 minutes, we were sweating, went outside and the steam coming off us, when you're like that, like it was like, oh man. So good times, good to, good to switch off for like a day, like as in we had our usual meals with us, but like at the wedding, I said, look, I'm in off season. I'm not in prep. I'm going to enjoy the wedding food. Just have the like turkey and ham, a bit of beef. Do you know what? One of the nicest things that I love having, like, do you know the way people say, like, are you ever going to eat normal? Do you know, like normal food? Soup and a roll. Do you know that?
I'm fucking just going to say it. I was actually going to say the bread at the table. Yeah. That's the best fucking part, isn't it?
Oh, stop. Like that's all I'm looking forward to at the first, just to make sure it's a nice soup and a roll when you sit down first.
Do you know what? Absolutely fucking elite. This is a little bit off topic, but the bread basket in the Cheesecake Factory in America, if you've ever had it.
Oh, it's
like they do like a brown bread next.
Yeah. It's literally, you go in there and when they put it down, you're like, I could do with a second one of these now. It
must be loaded in sugar because
it is without a doubt. But no, that's so good. But that was me now. That was me now, away for the weekend at the wedding. Great time. Now literally back ready to work. Obviously, as I said, 4 days off training, which I'm blessed with now, and just get at it now tomorrow. So we'll catch up with the other lads.
It's so funny. Just what? Sorry, Mark.
I was going to say, Mike, tell us when you said it was nice switching off. Yeah. Tell us what switching off is.
See, what's pushing off to you?
No, but like, what I bet he's going to say is, like, the only thing off was the wedding meal, and he was in the toilet doing messages during the wedding as well.
Do you know, within that's bits of what like that's what's so funny about when you're saying you're switching off, because I worked through Friday morning for a while, and then I said, look, I'm gonna this was me. I said, come 12 o'clock, because we had to be at the venue for 3. So I was like, 12 o'clock, I'm gonna switch off, as in laptop away and all that. So I did laptop away, but got dressed, went to the venue. But like what you said there, Mark, like switching off for me now was, had the wedding meal. I had 2, 3 Coke Zeros, loads of like load of water, and like that. I remember going into the bathroom. You look at the phone and you see I actually got an inquiry through, and like literally, like if you look at that, because like I'm just messaging your man. He's just forwarding back now here. So even though it is kind of open, I'll like see what time it was. He sent me an inquiry through at 6 o'clock, and we were at the way like 6:02. And I reply at like 7:17.
Yeah, because when someone inquires, you just get onto it straight away.
I was like,
yeah.
Like it could be going through. And so I was like, hey buddy, I'm just at a wedding here tonight. I'll send you a longer message in a while. Just so you know, I'm not like, just so I get back. So like, that kind of way, like you're in a business, like your house could be burning down, God knows what, but like if a message comes through, like you just literally pick it up, and you're just with a response like that. I was actually chatting to the lads in the gym, because like, when you say on about people that inquire, I always say, like, I know we talked about this previously, when it comes to pre-workout meal, like I try to put my phone away and just prepare for the gym.
I'm just going to say it, Mike, I actually cannot, unless the phone is not physically on me, I can't help myself but look at that, and I can't help myself but message back. Even there on Saturday, right? I had like a super busy week this week, and we got to the end of the week, and I was like, right, I actually need a little bit of switch off time, or I need to just like do something with Chloe here. I feel bad for Chloe lately, right? Because I've been so busy just with everything going on, right?
Yeah.
And I went to Meadowhall because I needed to get some jocks, because when you're on prep, right, the extra large jocks, they start getting a little bit smaller, and they're kind of hanging off your waist. You're wearing shorts.
Yeah.
So I went to get some size large jocks, but like the polyester ones, so that in the summer when you're sweating, you're not saturated. Went to Meadowhall, and literally just in between meal 2 and meal 3, in between my second meal and my pre-workout meal, left the phone at home, went there, just got a coffee, walked around the shop, and just bliss for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? But then the second you get in the door, boom, you pick up the work phone, you're boom, 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 messages, because I knew if I brought that with me, I would have been sitting there drinking the coffee with Chloe, answering messages, not even like speaking to her. And we actually went and we had like just a really great chat, and I just really needed just that 2 hours to just fucking put the phone away,
Yeah. And that's what it is. And like, it's just having that little bit of time just to switch off. Because like, even what we were doing, like as what we're saying, like we had like, there was 8 of us at the table, and what's funny is like there was another lad at the table who I used to coach now as well. Like, we were going to the wedding, I was like, oh, we know no one, and then we sit down, there's a guy, Gary, and I used to coach him, and I was like, oh yes, do you know the way you get to know, if like you were able to sit there chat, then all the girls at the table, like Gracie, Mike's woman, Gary's woman, and the others, like they all started to bond, you know the way, their selfies in the bathroom, whatever women get up to, and then it was just the 4 of us the same, just sit there, chat bollocks, like chat a bit of bodybuilding, chat a bit of normal life. Even what's good is there, as much as like when you go to these things, like the wedding singer is one of my clients now as well. And he's lost.
Yeah, Mike was coaching half the wedding party.
Thing is, like, it was like, so funny when you get to these, because this is up by Dundalk area. Like, this is a real northern part, but the wedding singer, like, he's dropped 20 kilos now in the last, like, maybe like probably 17, 18 weeks. Like, he was like 105 kilos starting, and he was like 86. So he's close on 20 kilo. But when you see it in person, like, I'm used to seeing him send the check-in pictures, but when I can see properly, see the face in person and see it, and obviously the energy, like I was looking at him going, man, you're jumping around the place. Like, imagine like you were 105 doing wedding singing and you were entertaining a crowd. Like, he goes, I've never felt better. Energy through the roof.
When you're doing that sort of a job, but like, can you imagine stepping up on the stage singing with a 20 kilo plate wrapped around your waist, like a dip belt with a 20 kilo plate on? Like, that's kind of essentially the weight that he was carrying around. Of course, you're going to be out of breath. Imagine if he had a backpack with 20 kilos in it and he was moving around the stage and et cetera, et cetera. It's when you put it like that, it's quite crazy. Like,
Yeah, and like that's what I'm saying. The seeing them things now, it just kind of made the weekend for me, and obviously just able to like, because I've never met him in person either, so it's great to see him. Like that was one of the things I was looking forward to. Do you know when you're sitting there, I was like, one of my clients is coming. I was like, I can't wait to see him. The second I saw him, hopped off the table, ran over, and it's just great to see that. So that's me kind of wrapped up. Like my weekend, we won't talk because obviously I've no crazy. If we were having this conversation maybe 6-7 years ago, like I could tell you about crazy, like me drinking, jumping off tables, probably ripping my pants. God knows, we could have had a little bit more interesting, but that's me. So we have Darragh at 10. How many weeks to PCA show?
9 weeks out.
Nice, nice. And how are we? Obviously, we've seen via Instagram, but for people who haven't as well, like how's the body moving?
What we made an adjustment last Thursday, and it started moving like well. And by like, maybe like 3 or 4 days later, I was like, oh, lovely stuff. I'm down at like 107.8 or something prep low. And now I'm back up to 108.1 5 days later. so it's just I've dropped on average this week like 0.7 of a kilo, which is the same as my average rate of loss over the last 9 weeks. But like I need to pull 10 kilos in 10 weeks. So like we need to pick up the pace a bit. Now I'm back feeling mega. Like I feel really fresh now again. Sleep is fucking amazing. Training is fucking amazing. Body feels fresh. Joints feel fresh. Everything is just like firing. Energy levels mood, like everything is just way back up. So like I'm kind of in a position now where like I know I can push a little bit harder. And Kuba kind of knows I'm in a good position as well. But I feel like he kind of made a little bit of a food adjustment and, kind of upped the slew a little bit, but like didn't touch the 10 or anything like that. But I feel like now we just need to
dig the heels.
I feel like I've been chasing my tail the whole entire prep, and I feel like I just need a good fucking hard month of like getting ahead again.
Yeah.
From a kind of stress standpoint too. I know if I kind of continue another week or two, the rate I'm going to be like, fuck, am I going to make this at all, sort of a thing. So, would like to just crack on a little bit more now. So we'll see what he says tomorrow. I'll check in with him tomorrow. Send him some photos. It's a tricky one as well, guys, because like, if I didn't have a weight cap to meet, I'd be fucking absolutely delighted because the 108.1 I am this morning for what I was like, even like 10 days ago, it's like night and day different. Like 10 days ago, I was like 108.2 and now I'm 108.1 and the look is just like wildly different. So again, is there a body weight drop that's kind of lagging behind? I don't know. But it's like I'm almost kind of still in a slight little bit of a recomp phase with prep. It's like the body weight kind of drops a little bit and then I just hold for a good while and then I'll drop again. And it's kind of been a very consistent it's kind of similar to, I feel like I make my best progress in an off season when my body weight comes up and then I hold and I solidify that weight and I almost get a little bit leaner and then I push up and I hold and it's kind of like that's happening on the way down in a way, which is great. But kind of concerned.
Not when you have a cap that you have to run through. But do you know a point you made there as well that we could even say, like, if clients are listening or people are, it's great having a rate of loss prediction of what you want in a prep.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when you really look like some people, if you look at a rate of loss prediction, like you could say, like for Darragh, you need to lose, say, 10 kilos, you need to be like 98 kilo. But realistically, with a rate of losses, you have to make sure that, like, if someone's on track with the rate of loss, that's on track for the weight you're predicting. But then also you need to be potentially like lower because you want to fill up to that. That like some clients will look at this, oh, I'm on track here, or if they're close, oh, I'm only 0.2 off my required rate of loss. But like one bad week, or if someone has 5 or 6 days if they're off plan, you can really kind of screw up like a rate of loss. Like if you want 0.7 a week, you really want like 0.9. Like you want to always be ahead of a rate of loss.
And for me as well, Mike, I know I probably have 2.5 to 3 kilos in me through dropping GH, manipulating food and fiber sources, and just kind of, being clever with meals, right? I know I can probably pull, Cooper reckons 7-8 pounds max, right? He can do with those sort of manipulations.
Yeah.
So that kind of 2 to 3 kilos of wiggle room, right? I have that, but at the same time, I want to, without making those changes, get down to the cap and get down to like 8.4, so I can make those changes and, like you said, be able to fill up from kilos. Now the good thing is, like the PCA show, there is no weight cap for that. That takes a lot of pressure, takes a lot of stress off, and I feel like just being able to get on stage and not have to worry about the weight cap, and get on stage and dust off the cobwebs, I always feel so much better after that first show. you know, I always feel so much better after that first show. So
You have any, just because it's kind of a topical conversation now, like lately, especially with the Arnold that just went. So with your height now, what your height at that, you know, the way it's like every inch you get your few kilos.
yeah,
Are you at the top end of that one, or are you on the bottom? Like, say if you were heighted later in the day, like is there a
yeah.
potential
So
drop down, or is it okay?
I'm kind of lucky, Mike, in a way. I don't know what you call this, lucky or unlucky, but I'm 181 centimeters. Okay, so I am smack bang in the middle, right?
Okay.
I'm what I actually am is I'm just slightly above in class C. There's like 2 inches, right? And I am like, say this is the middle inch. I'm just in the middle of that. You get me? So it's kind of like I have 2 centimeters. I would have to stretch to 183 centimeters to be class D. I'm never stretching 2 centimeters. I could maybe get a centimeter and a half max. I've heard people get up to a centimeter and a half in an inversion table, but like that's like you're really stretching it there. And I'm just never going to hit that. But at the same time, I'm never going to height in below my cap either. So like I never have to worry about height ever. I only have to worry about weight, which I think is a good thing because the guys who are like, you know, like even like Ryan Gavinoli, for example, right? Like he's like struggling to get down to the cap, and then he's hanging himself upside down for 15 minutes a day, 3 times a day, every day on prep. Fuck that. I just not do classic. That's just not enjoyable to me.
That's the thing. It's like, because that's where I kind of focus with my height when I did classic and trail. Like I'm 180, kind of 185.6. But if I'm like, say when I got heighted on the show day, I was 185.2 because it was later in the day. But if I fall to like 184.9, like I lose two and a half kilo. Like I lose that few pounds. Whereas like I'm always had that little bit of a nerve where I know I'm going to make it. But when I did a show, this is when we depleted me down proper for a show in Spain like 2 or 3 years ago. And I found it's because how lean how depleted in that I was. I fell into the 184.8. Like I fell into the lower, but again, I had no issue with weight then. So I was well under the cap, but it's just because how depleted I wasn't filling up. And like, that can be another thing is, even with fluid, like say in your feet, like fluid in your feet, like when you're really like that, you see it a lot that you, like when you actually start filling up through theirs, you will get that extra height through there too, which again, that was just a little stressful thing that if I do classic this year versus open, which again, potentially could fall in, like, as I said, open, like if I do classic, that'll always be in my mind as will be like, oh, I'm 0.2 of a centimeter wiggle.
I think obviously there's a lot of controversy. There's a lot of, it's very topical at the moment, the whole height thing in classic, especially with Mike Summerfield when he's making height, et cetera, right? I think it should be the case that it's guys like me who are class C. I am class C, right? I am what I am, right? That is my height. I don't actually agree with this stretching to make the height and the this and that, whatever. Like, so the weight fucking manipulations and the weight cuts some guys are doing are bad enough, and diaziding and hopping in a sauna to lose 2 kilos before you weigh in. That's fucking bad enough as it is. But like, if you're kind of stretching to get that extra little bit of height, I'm sorry, but it is technically just cheating. Just fucking do another class. You know what I mean? Like, and you are gaining an advantage then. And like, look, I get it's all part of the game, but it's like, you're not that height, bro. You know? Like, you're not. So, like, the whole thing with Mike Summerfield, I'm like, but you're just not that height, bro. So, like, don't rock onto a show being 7 pounds heavier and think, oh, yeah, they're going to height me in again and I'm going to stretch and I'm going to get this height. It's like, but you're not that height if you have to be on an inversion table. You know, I'm just like,
I think they should just one height and that's you for life.
exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
Because that's your height. Just height people once, right? Just be like, this is your fucking, you turn pro, you go to get your height done. Simple as, right? You height it, that's it. No fucking manipulations, no nothing. Because you know what? It would take more controversy away from things, and it would take more, you know.
The way they could do it, as in like the whole problem with people saying how they could do that, obviously when you go to a show, but like say if you win your pro card, whatever height you height it in at that, like say for a new pro, hold that, keep that, but obviously for all the existing, like again, like obviously when they go do a show, whatever, if they do one at the start of the year, like even if they had it for a 12-month period or something, that like if they did it every, like I know it's very hard to say.
That's what they're doing now. They're doing it at the Olympia every year. So you get an invite for every 12 months. But then again, right?
The ones that
the Olympia is the biggest show of the year. So like even for Naz, we'll use Naz as an example, right? Naz fighted lower at the Olympia. So he's going to New York, he's going to Pittsburgh, and he has to hit 227. If he rocks on, Cal's still going to bring him in at 227, obviously. But if he rocks on to the Olympia, right, and he re-heights again this year, and he gets the 234 cap. Oh, amazing. Next year, he can just be heavier. But then let's say he does the Arnold's next year, comes in at fucking 234, massive, smokes it, wins the Arnold's, then rocks onto the Olympia, and all of a sudden he's shorter again. It's like, you're fucked, bro. You know, so it's like, just fucking get a height, and that's it. That's your height. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're not fucking growing. You're not shrinking. Like, this is your height. You know, I reckon as well, right? Why all of a sudden, second Chris retires, they start getting strict on the height. Lads, Chris was not making that height. There was something dodgy going on there. He's the biggest guy on stage every year by a country mile. I'm telling you, there was some funny shit going on there, because he actually, at the end of his career, he was heighting in higher than he was beforehand. And yeah, I know, was he stretching using an inversion table? He wasn't by fuck. There was funny business going on there for sure, I'd say.
Was there little blocks in his socks? Even though he can't do what? There's stories about lads doing that.
He was too big for the sport. I'd say they were just letting him away with murder.
He was never going to
lose. He was never going to lose. Yeah.
No. But there was a lot of story. You heard a lot of them sort of, like, even one of my old physios in Spain, like back there, like he was saying back in the day, like lads in there would actually have, like, they could wear socks when they were heighting in, even for bodybuilding, like in the high classes, and they'd have little blocks inside it, like they'd fucking glue them to
You know, that Spanish guy, Madelman, he's a 2-1-12 pro now. He rocked up to the Arnold's in the UK in 2022, and he had his black sponge in his head.
I remember that actually.
His afro, but he had an afro, but it was like a balding afro, right?
Yeah.
He had a little sponge in the back, and he was like bald here, and like it was there. Somebody had a picture of him at the weigh-in, and it's so blatantly obvious. Yeah, it was like a brittle pad in his head. It was hilarious, and obviously he didn't make the weight. Then he didn't compete at that show.
Stuff to do. Mark, come on, your turn to speak. Tell us about this holding weight now and the alignment to prep.
So, just over 2 weeks now in, and I think this week and then next week as well, that war will start to drop off from obviously coming down off cycle. So, sitting and holding like 127 on the button, so it's already come down a little bit, and geez, like that little drop feels fucking amazing. Right now I feel like I'm like I feel like I'm 115 kilo. Feel really good.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to it because it's a lot. I was looking back and comparing to like the start of last prep, and it's way different. Way different.
Nice.
And I feel way different. So it's I'm excited. So we get bloods done again maybe in like 3 weeks. See where we're at, and then start prep second half of April, back end of April, which I'm really looking forward to. I booked my flights back to Ireland as well, so I'll go back to 24th. So yeah, I reckon
you're staying a good while, as you were telling previously. You'll be back for about a month, isn't it? Is what you're looking
to the end of May. So I'll do the first stint of prep there, and then come back and then settle, and then that is me.
You'll be there for muscle contest, Mark, will you?
Yeah.
You can keep me calm in between the regional and the pro qualifier again, like you did last year. So
that's gonna be a great show. Now, the more we've had,
it's gonna be sick because loads of people have been just kind of asking me about it, and like loads of people seem to be doing it and going to it and stuff like that. So it's gonna be fucking mega. I can't wait. And even last year was the first year they'd done it. The crowd was just electric. Like it was just such a fucking buzz. And
is there a classic pro show? Or what? Is there a pro show?
Yeah,
that's what it normally is. Classic in 212, isn't it?
No, so they've changed it before, because there used to be 212, then there wasn't last year, and
they didn't have 212 last year. I'm certain they have the classic pro show as well.
Yeah, I'll give it a check there on Instagram. I'll just bring it up and just see.
I don't know if they just have the same as last year or what they're doing.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably the same as last year. And I actually thought last year that it was going to run like super, super late into the evening. But to be fair, they nailed the timings down very fucking well. I'm actually very impressed, because I remember I was like real worried about that last year. I was like, oh, this is going to go on for ages and they're not going to get
waiting around all day.
But the pro qualifier, man, boom, they had people out a lot quicker. I can't really see anything about it here. I thought they would have potentially had it pinned. But they're not the best at the old social media now, the muscle contest, to be honest. Pullman Pro Classic Physique Olympia qualifiers. Just classic. It's not actually 212 anymore, I don't think.
It'd be interesting to see even if Jack goes over to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, could do actually. Yeah,
I was speaking to him a couple of weeks back and he was thinking about doing it. But I think he's like 2 weeks out now from his first show. So like that might be a little bit of a longer time frame for him. I don't know. And I think he's planning on actually competing after that as well. So I think he should jump into that.
He could have it wrapped up by then.
Good.
That's it.
But he's looking pretty fucking tremendous, I must say. So yeah, he could very well have it wrapped up at that stage. We'll have to wait and see. I'm excited to see him on stage actually.
It will be.
Yeah.
You know, even there, little conversation as we get closer like that, because seeing as we're able to Darragh, we have the ability to share the screens now.
That's literally just what I was doing.
I was just about to say now, if we for people that don't know,
we just doing that. So
we're gonna have to do it because the shows are starting soon, so it's gonna be pretty cool. Even
we'll have to get it, yeah, especially with the UK regionals now starting next weekend.
Yeah, it'll be good to see.
That's what we'll actually have is we should have a recap of that next week then with the UK regional, who's going to be pro card worthy.
I think if I'm correct from what I've seen, it looks like Heck is doing it. Well, I don't know what's his name. Heck Rules on Instagram.
Yeah.
Nathaniel.
Yes, and I think that guy Jay Maid is doing it as well. So
yeah, I think Jack looks like just so much fresher this year versus last year. The muscle is just a lot fuller. I think last year, like, especially because he normally always did like very quick, short preps, just by digging like so hard, and having so much to put off in a short period of time. I feel like, I don't know, like he always just kind of looked a little bit tired or had a little bit of water, but like look at the glutes and hamstrings on this year.
Like it looks a lot more mature as well, like by taking it slower. You're not kind of way, if you rush the prep, like it like as you're saying, it just kind of like fades off through where like even there, like it just looks like a lot more mature tissue.
Well, he put up some pictures. This is it, right? He put up these pictures. Look at this. This is peak week, Detroit versus 3 weeks out. Like a massive difference there in the back. You know, like his back is way thicker. Even look at the lower. Now, maybe a little bit of opposing thing, but just the lower back there, bottom of the erectors. You know, like there's just a lot more thickness there. And obviously his glutes are considerably more stripped out. Yes, the lighting is very different here, but there's a lot of progress made there. So yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see him on stage, even like from the front. And again, this is very different lighting, but you can see how different the lighting is. Like the fullness through the quads is just night and day different.
I think,
and he still has that tiny fucking waist. Like
it's going
people will look at his prep and how good he looks now, but I think that all stems from how serious his off season was this time and his starting point for the prep as well. Because that was a good off season, tight off season, and then the starting point was plenty of time, pretty tight to begin with.
Exactly. Yeah, and actually that's something that Callum has been preaching about quite a lot lately as well. If we actually look at his recent post that he put up, you see that freak that he's coaching lately, the guy that made like that crazy progress in 22 weeks, he literally said this, right? Someone left his comment, "What's the secret to such shredded glutes? I don't see other competitors like this, only your team." It all comes down to how the off season is managed first. And that is the key, you know, make sure that you set yourself up for an easy prep, like have a good prep starting point. You know what I mean? Because like if your food is high, your output is low, fatigue is low, you know, you've built everything up over a very long period of time and you're super fresh. All you need is some very, very small changes and you're just going to see like crazy results very, very quickly. This dude is a fucking freak though, guys. Talk about being built for bodybuilding, because I'm pretty sure there was like a transformation that was put up. It was only like 22 months in the difference or something. Look at this, 14 months in the difference, 34 kilos. Look at that. Look at
fuck's sake.
That's 14 months. He's basically the exact same body composition. Like that is absolutely off the charts. Obviously this dude works hard, but like that is some of the most insane genetics I think I've ever seen. Like
if you looked at that and you were told 3-4 years plus 5 years, like you'd be going, that is sick still. Do you know that kind of way? And you're saying 14 months.
And guys, he's a fucking proper bodybuilder. Like look at the shape and the muscle bellies and just everything. It's just such a fucking crazy.
That's what you call when you're born for it.
There's literally no weaknesses here. Like I cannot see any gaps in his physique.
If this
at all.
If this translates to stage, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Like, you've got crazy arms, crazy quads, like crazy taper there, good lats, lower lats, thick traps, like shoulders, arms, triceps, glutes, hamstrings. It's all there.
Yeah.
Kind of,
It's
kind of,
all
kind of
there.
reminds me of Nas as well a little bit.
Yeah, in a way, you know, like that fucking
That's
most
mental. That most.
like look at even like how low the lats are in certain there. Like they're in certain nearly at his bottom abdomen, and he's just hitting the most muscular. Do you know? Like it's fucking. That's obviously what I look to straight away because I have no lats. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna. His posing is really good as well. Actually,
It actually is like
this
that.
dude with bodybuilding a wet week, his posing is really good. I feel like, you know, when you're that big and you're that good, it's easy to hit shots, isn't it?
Well, when there's no.
I
feel
don't know.
It's easy. It's easy to make yourself look like, all right, guys, we're back. Retard over here. Press stop on the recording instead of stop on the sharing. So when I had the screen shared, the little thing came down in the corner. You know, there's like limited options. It doesn't appear the same way it normally does. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to piece this together okay, and we're not going to have to upload 2 separate episodes onto Spotify. YouTube it'll be fine, but for Spotify it might be a bit of a
you might have to do part 1, part 2.
Yeah, but look, you know, I'm just getting used to the old screen sharing while we're on the podcast. So
Look, we're what, 18 episodes in. We've had no hiccups. We haven't missed a single week. So
it's just a testament to my textbooks, isn't it?
Let's,
a little bit of slack here.
let's be honest, Darragh's had no slip ups because we fucking haven't done anything. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
That's what there'll be no fucking slip ups, you cunts. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we're nearly at the mythical 20 episode mark. I think. Why is it like only like 10%? 1% podcast, is it? Make it 20 episodes, and we're on the trot as well. I don't think we've missed a week since we started.
no, we haven't.
That's
And
good.
we've used up being away as well.
Yeah.
I think I've been back in Ireland for one. So
Yeah, you've been back, and obviously now with shows coming up, and obviously little bits like that.
this will
the true test is when I'm like this, trying to make way, drinking no water, trying to talk on the fucking podcast.
the next one will test us. That will test our consistency.
Yeah. They'll probably have to be done on Fridays, or they'll either have to be done post show on a Sunday. Actually, they probably will be done post show. So yeah, at least we can wrap up my shows, or I'll be in no form, you know, to record the next day.
Or we could even do 2. We could even do 2 in a week, and then double post 2 weeks after.
Yeah, we could do that.
We'll figure out. We won't leave the viewers down. That's the
We'll
main.
cross that bridge when we come to it. Talking
As
to
they say in Ireland, be grand.
Everything be grand.
Yeah, A1. Everyone's slagging me over here lately for saying A1. Riz always slags me for saying A1. They just don't.
Is that a tip one of saying it, is it then?
Is that a tip saying, is it?
I don't say it down where we are.
You not say A1, no?
No.
Maybe
You don't.
it's like a Clonmel thing, so.
Like that's I was like in Waterford, we'll just be grand. Be grand. That's all we say to everything.
Yeah. Be grand is fairly Irish thing. But yeah, I just say A1. That's just the common.
It must be the tip thing then.
It must have been something that has stuck with me since I've come over here as well, because I've lost a lot of like the slang and the terminology. You know, when you move to different places where you pick up different things. I remember when we went down to college and we started being friends with like a load of these boys from Kerry, right? And like we'd never said like man, like what's the story, man? Or like we'd never used that term. And then by spending time with all of them, because they said man the whole time, it rubbed off on us. And like I'd go back to Clonmel and my friends who weren't in college, they'd be like, stop fucking saying man, that's so fucking annoying. Who do you think you are? Sort of a thing, you know. But you do pick up those terms and colloquialisms.
Here it's boss.
Boss.
So
Yeah.
everyone says boss. I know I just keep saying boss. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go back, and then you're gonna be like, what the fuck? But it's just you just pick it up, you don't even realize.
That is actually the most Arab thing I've ever heard. Hey, boss. Yeah.
Everyone's boss. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, then if we look here, because we all lived in the UK, is there anything like that? Their ways of speaking or their slang words that you can't fucking stand? For me now, what
do you hate, Mike?
I hate mate. I fucking hate that. I hate
I used to despise that, and it's rubbed off on me big time.
I'm trying not to let it rub off me. I don't want to. It's just the one thing that I just do because I just don't like it.
I used to
Really?
always, when I was younger, find that like the most English thing ever. And
Yeah, that's
I really hate it. And now it's actually stickens my shit. And I remember actually when I first started with Brighton, with Joe Brighton, we used to always say mate to me. I was like, fucking mate, what the fuck is this fella on about? And
yeah.
now I say it to all my fucking clients and they're probably like, who's this fella think he is? But it just rubbed off on me big time.
I know, I'm not
Well,
letting it
excuse
go
me, but I actually love all the Yorkshire terms. They're so funny. Like nout, you know, like I didn't do nout. And
Great.
yeah,
That's really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Like the
That's
mad on.
right good. I love them. They're fucking brilliant. And what do they say as well? They don't say like I was in gym on floor. They like skip the duh, you know?
Yeah.
In the gym and I was sitting on the floor. I was in gym on floor. I was on road. You know, I love that. That's good as well.
Mm.
So
It's remember when you first went over there. People didn't really understand me, but they were like, "What the fuck is this?"
people hadn't a clue. I remember me and Meg used to be talking to each other
Yeah.
like, sorry, what? For ages, you know.
Mm.
She understands me now, obviously, because she's gotten used
I
to
think
it.
you have slowed it down a little bit as well, like when you're over there.
Yeah, they said this. That's actually funny. Meg said that to me recently. Actually, that like she thinks I'm easier to understand now. So
Because you get, I feel like I've done the same because you get sick of people saying what, so you just like
Slow it on
permanently take it down a little bit.
yeah.
Mm.
Then when you're at home, it just speeds back up and the accent kicks back in very hard and all that other sort of stuff. Chloe has completely lost her Cork accent.
Yeah,
But versus like how she sounded when I met her. But if she moved back to Gold for 2 weeks, she'd be, hey girl, you know, straight away.
Straight
There-
back. Yeah.
I think Cork is the worst accent there is.
And you
Well,
know, everyone
Chloe-
else outside of Dublin thinks Dublin is the worst accent there is. So
Really, yeah.
yeah.
But
Mm.
Chloe's is the only accent from Cork that it's like I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyone else, I can't.
Yeah, I know. Well, it depends if you do meet like a proper fucking Nori, like Mike, you know, like we know our fair share of Noris, right?
We do.
They can be rough to listen.
Oh, it can be fucking like that's the one thing I'm glad that like my accent never changed. Like the Waterford one is just neutral enough.
Yeah.
That kind of way, but that
I
Cork
think the Tipperary accent is very neutral as well. Waterford.
pretty much is, yeah. And like it's just the Cork one that kind of the singing accent, as they call it, just the way like you know everything just kind of loops
Up
in.
and down and high pitched, yeah. They're in a taxi, man, a car. They're like that.
Yeah. You coming in for a cup of tea? And
Yeah.
like, you kind of highlight at the end, and you're like, Jesus Christ.
Funny, Mike, actually, when I was living in Tralee, loads of people said to me, are you from Waterford? Because I think we're just a little bit, obviously, close to Waterford and Clonmel. We're on the border, right?
Yeah.
That I think the accent is kind of similar a little bit, you know?
They would. What?
When I was younger, I used to love the English accents just because we're not around it. But then I spent so long in England that when I go back to Ireland, I like the Irish accents.
I love when I go home and I'm like in a shop and I hear all the Irish accents. I'm like, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I love the Christmas. You know, you go in because I remember like going into like out for dinner with my sister and her family, and like just walking into a place and just hearing it all. You're just like, you miss this just when we're used to hearing these kind of lunch UK all day long.
It was me over here the whole time. Like me and Chloe were down the road in Starbucks one day, right? And I was just talking to someone on the phone, and then I hung up and we're kind of sitting there. And there was this couple just down from us, like 2 or 3 towers down to us. And lad turned around and went, you from Ireland, lads? We're like, yeah. I had a full-blown conversation with him for like 20, 30 minutes. Do you know who it is? Turns out it's Stephen Cairns. You know who he is? He's the professional boxer from Cork. Yeah. And it was just him and his missus. And he just copped the accent straight away. We just got chatting to him. Lovely people. So yeah, it's funny. He's over here boxing. It's always great. You always meet people from Ireland, don't you?
I like that because I'm the same. Like even in the gym today, there was a guy and I heard the accents. Well, I actually got it wrong. It was actually Glasgow, but I was like, is that an Irish accent?
Yeah.
You know, we'll always say it, and then let's start a conversation.
Yeah. And a lot of people actually down here as well have thought I'm from Scotland. I'm like, are you fucking for real? I thought, you know, people in the UK would know other UK accents pretty well, but they actually don't. They're actually quite useless. You know, like if I was back home in Ireland, I'd know if I was speaking to someone from Limerick or Waterford or fucking Carlo.
Watch all of it, or yeah.
You know, I feel like I'm pretty good at picking up on accents for the most part. So.
What's the accent like in Offaly? You know, like a shithole like that. Apologies, anyone from them
Like,
kind of areas now.
Offaly, Carlo, although it's like Wexford, it's just queer or pure Midlands accent.
I can't even think. Do I know many people? I think I know one or two from Offaly, but like that's what we were talking about. I remember at the wedding, like the most random places in Ireland, like fucking
Leitrim and Louth are random places as well.
Leitrim and Louth don't exist. They're just part of the matrix. Leitrim and Louth.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
it's a road, and you just drive past it.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny because Louth, a little bit of trivia for you here, guys. Louth is the smallest county in Ireland, but it's got the largest town in Ireland, which is Darragh. So,
Okay.
yeah,
bit of a paradox there. Population-wise, I'm pretty sure, at least it was anyway. Maybe Leitrim is fucking on par with it, right? But Louth is like the smallest county in Ireland, but has the largest town. So. Outside of obviously like Dublin, like, do you know what I mean? Like town, not city, because cities are Cork City, Kilkenny City, places with cathedrals. It's another bit of trivia there for you.
Speaking of a little bit of trivia, just as when we're on it now, so when we flew into Belfast, I actually nearly made a fuck up now. Like there's 2 airports in Belfast. Did you know that? Okay, so did you know there are 2 airports?
I've never actually been to Belfast.
Okay, so there's 2 airports in Belfast. So when I booked the flights, one was Ryanair, one was Aer Lingus. And obviously when I booked the return, it was Ryanair, and that was going into Belfast International. So I just assumed both were going into Belfast International. I didn't even look at it. The Ryanair, or the first flight got delayed. So when it got delayed, I just checked on the board. It's my buddy, Michael Grace, was picking us up. And he was going en route to the international airport. And now I just copped it, just as it came up on the board saying a delay. I just seen it. One said BLS and BDF or something. There's different initials. I checked up, like, thank God I copped it. So he's able to collect us at the right airport. So the city airport is right beside the Titanic experience. And my trivia is my great, whatever way it goes, great grandfather was the band conductor on the Titanic. Right. So do you know when the ship was going down, and like he picked the song for them to play as it's going down? So my great grandfather, because like when I was younger, we dropped all like memorabilia, like we had like birth certificate, we had all these things that he had, and obviously ships he would have been on before. So that's my little bit of trivia. That
I love that shit, Mike. I love history, and especially like Irish history like that. Like I shared something on my story the other day. I don't know if you see it. A little bit political, and I wouldn't normally get involved in it, right?
I saw this.
Yeah, it was. I was just sharing a story, and it was someone talking about, you know, kind of population replacement in Ireland, the way it's headed, and obviously, look, the Ireland and the UK are going through very kind of similar issues at the moment. But like, I was just telling or saying, in that story how like I grew up with like lots of stories in my family about like the 1916 Rising, the War of Independence, and like my great grandmother was hardcore anti-treaty IRA. Like during the Civil War, she was like hiding people in her attic. Like Dan Breen, who fired the first shot at the War of Independence, stayed in her attic, and he lived down the road in Grange. Do you know what I mean? So like all this history is like, it was like very, very like prevalent for me when I was growing up. Like all these stories and like all this mad shit. And like my great grandmother as well was from like a family of like loads of like really, really powerful like priests and shit like that, you know? So like all this mad shit, like, and I'm fascinated by it. You know, like your heritage, your ancestry, where you come from, what things were like back then, and like stories like that, Mike. Like it's crazy. So much of it is forgotten in time. You know, one thing I regret is never sitting down with my granddad before he passed away and getting as much information from him as possible about like my family tree and the history and all that other sort of stuff, because he knew a lot and he kept a lot of records. He was really good for that. So it's funny how like even your great grandparents, like how little do people know about their great grandparents? How little do a lot of people know about their grandparents? You know, it's sad, isn't it, really, that so much kind of gets lost through time. And there's so much that you might know that might be fucking fascinating about your history. Like,
I know. And like, that's because I know like my mother's side, her great grandfather was British, like her, whatever what it was, but he fought in World War I, or her grandfather, I can't remember which way it was. And we have war medals in my uncle's from World War I. So he's got, I'd love to find him. Like I've never actually seen him. I might have seen him when I was a kid, but that's something I want to do this year, is that, you know, I go back to see the family, get to my uncles and actually see these war medals, and like just even get a picture of and get something, like, because, you know, like as it is, it's so cool to know where your family have been involved, where a lot of people, like you said, your grandparents, your great grandparents, like you just take it for like granted, like everything, until you want to find out what was going on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know about you, but when I go to different places, like cities in Europe and stuff, I go to like the tourist, as in like castles and stuff like that. I think it's always been ingrained in me, because anytime we used to like travel, like, you know, to different counties, like say when I was younger, we'd go down to like Wexford to stay a couple of nights, or Roscommon or something, and we'd go to like, you know, caves and castles and just stuff of history. So now if I go to a European city, like I remember went to Budapest with my mum, and we went and saw like all the museums and the castles and
That's
stuff.
the stuff.
I love that.
So do I. And actually, like, off the back of that story, so if anyone didn't see it, guys, like, this story I put up, I was basically just saying, like, all the people who basically fought and died for our independence years ago, they'd be rolling their fucking graves if they seen how the country was run now, and how, like, just everything's gone to shit, right? I don't need to say any more on that, right? But, like, one of the things about, I'm not like a racist person, right? Like, one of the things about different places, different cultures, and the best thing about different places and different cultures is that they are different. Like, if I go to Japan, right, I don't want to see a load of Irish people drinking at an Irish pub in the corner in Japan. I want to see Japanese people. I want to queue in an orderly line like all the Japanese people do. I want to eat Japanese food. You know, I want to be immersed in whatever religion and culture and whatever is in Japan, so that I can experience that. You know, and like, I've seen a really funny reel as well. I was like a St. Patrick's Day video, and it was like the Japanese celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And there was like these girls, and they were dressed up, and they were Irish dancing, and they were like, you know, kind of respecting Irish culture. Next thing then, it's the fucking parade in Dublin. And I said, oh, these black Africans dressed up in their African fucking costumes doing that big African dance on St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, huh. I'm like, yeah, it's diversity and it's inclusion and stuff. But I'm like, sorry, this is Ireland. This is St. Patrick's Day. This is our holiday. You should be partaking in this, not taking over. Like, I don't get this. I don't understand it. I don't think that should be viewed as like racist or intolerant or any of those things. It's like, if you go to different places, the good thing about them is that they are different, and you want to experience the culture. It's like French people belong in France, Irish people belong in Ireland, and it's like, that's what makes countries unique. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, you know?
Yeah, the Big Dog Cast actually touched on a bit of this today as well in their podcast. Yeah, I think people can pick it up the wrong way and be like, you know, it's not. Put it this way, right? I was thinking of it like this. I would love to move to America. I tried at one stage to be like, right, let's try and get into America. It's so hard to get a visa, and that is okay.
Yeah.
They don't want me in their country. That's like, you know what I mean? They're very
Their rules.
That's
it's their rules. They want to keep it as, you know, native, and that's absolutely fine. You know, over here, it's not like a cultural place. The Emiratis want people to come in because they're trying to build something different. You know what I mean? So I'm here. That's great. I'm welcomed. But if I go trying to get into a country and I can't go because they want to keep it like that.
Yeah. But I think, Mark, right, a lot of the Western people, let's say, who go to Dubai, they have more respect for the Emiratis and their culture and their religion and everything else than the other way around. And like, even actually, I think it was one of the sheiks of one of the Emirate countries, could have even been Dubai. It was an interview for him from like 3 or 4 years ago. He's basically just saying that, like, Europe is weak and Europe is taking all the people that the Muslim countries don't want, you know? So like, all of Dubai and like all these places, like, they don't want all the people that are coming in and invading France and Germany and Ireland and whatever, because they're basically the fucking bottom of the barrel people of those, let's say, like, religions and ethnicities and stuff like that. And that's why there's a lot of extremists and all this other sort of stuff, you know? But like, they come into Ireland and like, you know, they're getting given more benefits and privileges than Irish people. We're building up fucking mosques for them to practice their religion and et cetera, et cetera. It's like, if I go over to Saudi Arabia and I walk down the street wearing a crucifix, guess what? I'm probably getting crucified. That's okay. I'm not going to be that fucking retarded or audacious to go into someone else's country, someone else's culture, someone else's religion, and basically spit all over it, right? So if you're coming into Ireland, respect the Irish culture and the Irish people. And that's what makes Ireland Irish. And I think there's a lot of people, right? And I think there's a lot of people like even like my age that I would have went to like university with, you know, they would have been big on diversity and inclusion and all this other sort of stuff. But if I think push really came to shove, right? Like they would view things the same way that I view things, because they love Ireland because it is Irish. They love all the things about how they grew up that are Irish. And like, if all those things were taken away, like from their kids in a couple of years' time, I don't think they'd be so big on the whole diversity. There's like one thing that wrecks my head, guys. I've never been a super religious person. Communions and confirmations are gone from a lot of primary schools in Ireland now. Catholic primary schools are no longer Catholic primary schools. The schools that Chloe went to in Cove, they do not practice Christmas, they do not practice Easter, and they do not practice communions and confirmation. If you want to have a communion for your child, you need to do it outside of school. What the fuck? Because what? There's a couple of fucking Muslim kids in the classroom. I mean, it's fucking bananas. Like,
they do take, like, even like you're saying, even with how things get in like that, like even about our country, like the other aspect of that, like about people coming into Ireland, like we flew into Belfast, as I was saying, like how many border checks is there going from like from the north to the south? How many of us here have ever seen a border check from the north to south? Like I've traveled it a lot. I've never even like heard of it. Like that board, like that's the problem is like there's people getting into the UK that can't come into Europe, Ireland, etc. You can hop on a flight to Belfast because it's still counted as British. You don't even need like, there's like all you have to do is have a passport or like a driving license or whatever. And if you're allowed in the UK, you get into Northern Ireland, you can just drive down to Ireland and you can set up shop there. And that's what the problem with our country is that we don't control them aspect of people coming in. And the same thing there is like, we're just too open.
And like, there's no issue at all with people like coming in. And it's the same in America, right? It's really, really difficult to get into America. But if you are highly skilled, you're a professional in what you do, right? You're a, top shot lawyer, you're a top shot doctor or whatever. We want you in our country. Come in, you're going to provide, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. But like coming in and like just taking from the country to the expense of like taxpayers and stuff, like that's not on. And like, look, we can be tolerant of other, like I don't mind other people who believe different things, of different religions, of different skin colors in the country. There's no issue with that whatsoever. Like that's not the problem, but it's like
pushing it on other people.
Thinking, like I seen this thing recently as well. That was like some black one, right? And she was on about Irishness and what it means to be Irish and like all this sort of stuff, right? And I'm like, you're not Irish. And she was like saying all that this is what Irish means to me. This is what being Irish means to me. And she was basically just projecting her idea of like what is Irish like onto like everyone else. And like Ireland is just us, whatever you want it to be. It's like this or that, it's whatever. It's like, it's not though. Do you know what I mean? It's like, again, the same if I went to a Muslim country or if I went to India, if I went to one of those places, like their culture is their culture and it's fucking fantastic. And like, I'm not going to come in as an Irish person and be like, I'm an Indian. This is my idea of what being an Indian is, and I think that X, Y, and Z. Like it's so crazy.
Like one thing that like say I had a knock on the door was about 2 weeks ago, and there was a guy coming around collecting. It was like, look, it's a sad cause. It was like for disabled children in the UK and wanted me to set up subscription. And all I said to him was, look, I know I'm sorry to hear it. Like I do know some people with disabilities, but I'm Irish. I would rather support an Irish charity than a British one. I wasn't trying to be rude about it, but then he was getting on and goes, yeah, but like if we set this up, like you could be benefiting this. And the same thing, who knows, like some of the contributions could be going into Ireland. I was like, well, we're part of Europe, you're not. Like, think these little things is like, that's a belief that I would have. Like, even though I'm staying in the UK at the minute, I would rather give, if I was giving to charities, I would always provide it to an Irish charity. Like, would you be similar in that aspect if you had a choice? 100%. You would pick your own country because it's the same thing there. As I said to your man, I goes, would you give it to an Irish or a British? And he goes, you're British. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, well, then see it from my point of view. I'm not trying to argue with you. I understand the severity. I do understand. I know it's sad. But again, I would only give to an Irish charity due to how I was brought up. And that's my country. So that, like, there are little things like that. Like, we do have to stick by that. Like what you're saying, we don't want to push other things. Like I'd never go any country I go to, like, as you said, like I went over to the Philippines. I wanted to respect their kind of like their soul Christianity. Like I got to go to churches, travel, see that. Like I enjoyed all that because like I took in their way. and just be able to do that. Like if you go over to Dubai, like,
countries, Mike, you have to respect that, or like you'll get in big fucking trouble. Like,
yeah.
you know,
It's the same thing like going into Dubai. Like if you have a tank top on and they tell you to cover up, like none of us are gonna go like fucking goes, oh, it's an issue. Like literally, but sorry, I'll dress appropriately for your culture.
In Eid or Ramadan is just over.
yeah,
over
Eid
here.
was the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they take it very serious, and everyone respects it. And even in other Middle Eastern countries, mate, you know, the boy is still very laid back. Like in other Middle Eastern countries, I was speaking to people, and like if you were drinking water during the day, or like if you're eating foods, you can be arrested and locked up, like, for not respecting it. Like that's how serious it is. So I think as well, I think why there's all this in Ireland at the moment is because there are literally tens of thousands of Irish people who don't have a home because of the, and that's what the issue is.
Yeah. People are at their breaking point with that. Like, do you know what I mean? And like, like I kind of see a lot of that at home as well. Like, you know, and like even being, you know, from the smaller village and like being from a town and stuff. And, you know, there was some council estates. There was one council estate with like maybe like 8-10 houses built in Arfinnan recently. Didn't go to people in Arfinnan who fucking needed them. And I'm from a small village that's where everybody knows everyone and everyone looks after everyone and everything else like that. And you're building a select few fucking council houses there, and they're not going to people from the village who deserve and need them. That erodes community morale. Like that erodes the culture in a small fucking village like that. And it makes people bitter and resentful. And it's not good. It's not good for anyone. It's not good for the people who move into those houses, and it's not good for the people in the fucking village who actually really need those houses. Do you get me? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So
100%, because like that'll cause problems down the line. Like that's when you see like the trouble there. Like they'll get them, even them people coming into the country. Like they could be the nicest people and all that, but people will take a dislike to them. They'll probably get racially abused and all that from certain select few. Like that's what kind of like it is such an issue with all that. Like when you look at it, but then obviously if we look at house prices, like because I looked at house prices in Ireland.
Yeah, I actually have. I even looked at like. I looked at like houses to rent down in Cork. I looked at houses to buy in Cork, houses to buy in around Clonmel, just out of curiosity if I was ever fucking going moving home there, right? Not that it would be anytime soon. But lads, even if you want to rent a shithole 3-bedroom gaff in Cork, it's $2.5 a month minimum.
Like I was looking at that and I was here because like I'm in the UK long enough. I can get a mortgage here in the UK with Irish books now, and like I've everything. Like I went through, like I've a decision in principle. Like I've literally an approval there if I wanted to, and I said, right, let me just see where I'm living. Like say this area now, there's houses here from like 190 to 260,000 pounds sterling, which are lovely, unbelievable. I went back to Cork where my sister is. I went and looked at Douglas. 400,000 euro for something that's not half the standard of what's in this area. No. You're saying if you say that's pounds, like 430, probably £1,000 for something that's not up to a standard of something that's probably 220,000 here.
They pop up on my Instagram the whole time, probably because me and Chloe keep sending them to each other, right? There's like you said, Mike, from maybe 180, 190,000 up to like 280, 290,000. Unbelievable, like 3-bedroom fucking houses around Rotherham, Sheffield, Chesterfield, Derby area. Brand fucking spanking new, unbelievable. Like lots of space, 3-bedroom.
Gardens probably as well, everything.
Gardens, really nice new built estates. And I'm thinking like, fucking hell, like you'd never get this back home. And it is hard then because like, like if I have a family, like I want to be at home, I want to have a family, want to have my kids to school in Ireland and speak to Irish and all that other sort of stuff. But it's so difficult to live.
Realistically, right? Realistically, Darragh, what everyone's doing, they're leaving Ireland, they're making their living, they're getting themselves in a position so they can actually move back to Ireland.
That's my plan.
Because nobody can save in Ireland. Not like people are living months and months. So to see any sort of growth to develop a future, they're having to leave to then step back in and be able to actually afford to fucking live there.
Like that's one of the main reasons why I kept all my business books, everything in Ireland and all that, kept all addresses in Ireland too. So like if I want to move back, I have everything there. Like I have all the years built up. But then like that now with the UK, as I was in there, like when you look at the prices, you look at that, like it makes it very like that. Like you want, right? I'd like to have kids Irish school, like you're saying, Darragh, Irish names. Like that's 100% that I said. Like if I have a boy or a girl, I want an Irish name on them. And like that's the thing is like if they're over here, like it's just that difference. But we're going very political now, aren't we? And very kind of this bodybuilding.
We'll have to change topic. But one last thing I want to say, right? Because I've always been this way, right? I'm a fucking patriot, right? I love my country. I love being Irish. I'm very proud to be Irish. I'm very proud I have a really, really fucking Irish name. And I think anybody else who's from anywhere else in the world who has ancestry in fucking America, South America, Asia, India, doesn't fucking matter. You should be incredibly proud of being Indian or Japanese or fucking Chinese or whatever, and your heritage and your culture. And like, that's fucking okay. And that's a good thing. And that should be celebrated. Like, I see no problem with like just patriotism, being proud of being from a certain place, having a certain culture, etc. And I like, even over in the UK, obviously it's very multicultural over here, but like, I like seeing like people who are over here still kind of partaking in their culture. Do you know what I mean? But like, kind of respecting within the boundaries of obviously like British culture as well. I feel like, come over here, right? Practice your culture on your own. That's absolutely fine. But then don't impose it on other people, or don't try and give out because British people are trying to be British. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, right. Fucking talk about something. I'm going to go for a piss, and when I come back, pick a good topic.
Right.
Okay.
One more thing on that, right? You ever see people who say, you know, if they're you know, people are coming over and taking the jobs in our country.
Yeah.
What I always say is good for them, because
they're willing to do the job,
and they work harder. They're better qualified. So what I say is, if anyone has that mindset, that is on you to upskill, to level the fuck up, to get that job yourself.
Exactly.
100%.
It's like that. Like, say, like even job, like the thing is, like people will sit there and be like, I can't find a job. Like a job come up as like, say, look, bin man or God knows what, and they'll turn their nose up to it. I'm not fucking working that. And then people will come in, they'll do, like, there'll be, like, as you said, highly qualified people would sweep your streets, do whatever just to get going.
Yeah.
But not, okay, we're off that.
Come on, let's go.
It's something else, David. It's all right. We need to get...
No.
We're done. We're done.
We need to get off it now. I could go all day on this. I could go all day on this.
I know we could. So let's just see.
Party, boy.
That's it. The week ahead then. So let's just see. We've a week ahead. So I'm fully back in routine. I've no travel. For the next trip I have is actually I'm in Ireland for that seminar, and I found out I have to do a pose down with Lewis Breed. So I'm going to get absolutely mugged.
Nice.
That. So, and he's going to be what? He's going to be about 4 weeks out or something, because he's doing Spain, Italy, and Portugal. So he'll be about, he'll probably be about 7 weeks out.
Like, you going to the Arnold's, no?
I don't know. Like, I was asking one or two of the lads, did they want to come over as well and go to it? We were humming and hawing about it. But I don't know. Are you heading that over?
No,
like,
I'm not going to go.
I don't think so now. Like, we're going to, like, I just don't think we will. So, like, as I said, that's my week now. Like, I'm just back in routine, probably, as we said, missed the Arnold as much as it will be interesting now to see the rematch of Martin and Andrew at it, and obviously seeing the few others. But what about yourselves? How are we looking ahead in the next 7 days before we get back on this?
Me, I don't really have any plans this week. Train, work. I don't really have anything coming up until I go back to Ireland. My birthday is in a few weeks. But
what date again? Is that April, isn't it?
Yeah, 9th.
9th, yeah.
I've never celebrated my birthday. Hate birthdays. I'm like, what the fuck are you celebrating? I'm just like, I'm fucking alive another year. Who fucking cares? But I'm like, you know what?
It's a big one this year, Mark, though. It's a big one.
You know what? I'm like, mate, you know what? I'm getting older now, so I'm taking everything a bit more appreciative of things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what?
It's
a big one. It's a decade gone. So I'm like, let's slow down and let's actually do something nice. So I'll keep you updated, but I think I'll do something.
Mark, are you going to do one of them 30 things I learned at 30 Instagram posts to inspire the generations coming up?
He's not really one of those guys, is he?
Do you know what? I thought it would be pretty cool, but fuck me, my brain would hurt trying to do that.
Yeah, you get up 30 days fucking doing that post.
Fuck it, yeah.
I'm going to go. I've decided, even though, right, I don't know yet. My birthday is the 16th of July. Okay, I'm 30 as well. I don't know yet. Am I going to be doing the Bradford show on the 18th of July? So I haven't booked anything yet. But ideally, I want to go to New York for my 30th birthday. I've decided I always wanted to go there. And whether it is on the 18th or not, I'm going to be competing. I'm either going to be going that week or the week after. So it's going to be immediately post show, guys, over to New York.
Darragh,
I'm gonna eat, man. I'm not going to give a fuck. I don't care.
Darragh, I done the exact same before.
Bro,
Terrible idea.
I'm gonna go over and I just don't give a fuck. I'm gonna eat pizza. I'm gonna eat bagels, and just like this year, I'm gonna gain 3 or 4 kilos. I'm gonna come back, and then I'm gonna start my diet, start the whole fucking thing.
Go all in. The thing is, the step count you'll put up in New York will be fucking astronomical.
Here's the thing, mate. Yeah, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be like, look, 3 large meals a day and just protein shakes.
That's all it needs to be. Like, there's such like
my digestion's probably gonna be so fucking shit. I won't be able to, eat too much. Well, we'll see.
You will love it, man. It's I'd love to go back to New York. It's just very fucking busy and like
meant to be a lot different since COVID now. Because I had a mate, like I would say a mate now, because he was here over in the UK, but he went recently, and like I was condemned because I was there pre-COVID. And then when he was saying, I was saying what it's like, and he goes, everyone's saying it's so different now. Obviously, it's still crazy busy, but I'm sure like a lot of places, it's taken a proper hit since all that, like the homeless and everything they're saying is quite increased in the last few years. But
homelessness is always fucking terrible in America, no matter where you go, to be honest. So
I know. That's one of the issues with deal, but like when there won't be them proper crazies like there is in California anyway. You won't avoid them people chasing you and screaming at you, hopefully.
I went there when I was my 21st, so like fucking 9 years ago, man. That's crazy.
I know.
That's how
when I was over in America on my J1, it was 10 years ago.
I mean, there's probably times like I remember sitting on the plane to New York. There's probably times where you like remember as if it's yesterday.
Exactly. There is. And I was over there for 10 weeks, like 10 full weeks, working, traveling, like it was fucking sick, but like it does not feel like 10 years ago. That's a decade.
No.
That's a long time.
Scary, man.
Times move quick.
Shit's crazy, bro. Shit's crazy. But yeah.
What are you doing this week? Do you have any shoots around?
I have. So I was filming today with Matty. I'm going to be filming again next Saturday, and I'm going to be filming on the following week with Cuba. I'm going to film legs with Cuba, so that'll be good. And I'm going to do a little sit down and chat afterwards and try and get a good couple of questions for him and put up some pictures, first pictures I sent him, and ask him what he thought at the time when I sent them over, and just do a kind of cool video like that. Next Friday, I'm getting my teeth whitened. So I was into Space Dental here in Sheffield, and I got my guards done. So I'm going to go in there on Friday, collect them, and start the teeth whitening. So I'm going to be fucking the tan, the teeth, the whole shebang, guys. I'm going to be like a new man. I'm going to be like Chris Bumstead stepping on that stage this year. I'll tell you that much.
You've good teeth for someone who hasn't got them done.
I never embraced it.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, that's impressive, that.
Yeah, no. They were so impressed with my teeth. When I went in there, I was slagging Chloe then by how good they were. So yeah, happy days. And they were asking me then, do you ever think about getting bond and blah, blah, blah? Like, look, maybe eventually. Do you know the way they try and upsell you? Like, it's maybe.
Yeah. We're impressed, but we're still going to try and sell you something.
Yeah, exactly.
Impressed, but drop another 2K and we'll be
literally tell me your teeth are perfect. You know, that you've got really good bite and this is that. There was only one thing wrong with it. And down here, I've got 1, 2 that's just slightly out of place, and that's it on my whole entire teeth. You know, so like, I don't need to spend any money to get these fixed. They're absolutely perfect. And you know what? I don't like I like that, like, there's a little bit of character. I don't want the teeth to be like straight across, top and bottom.
No, and like that's the thing is, when I got them done over in Turkey, I didn't want straight across. Like, I've got like the sides, like they're all turned like the natural. They kept it to the same shape. Whereas there is people getting the full straight across and all that, and like it just ruin ruin your look. Like, I feel.
Or yours, Mark, yours have a bit of character to them as well, don't they? Yeah.
I don't think mine look like proper like veneers. They're not there.
I remember when you first got yours done, and I said that's fucking some job. That's a proper job.
That's what everyone said, and I still have my teeth.
Yeah,
these are composite veneers, so I still have my own teeth as well.
I'd never get the veneers and get them shaved down. I think there's no going back, like, isn't there not?
No, man. And if something happens, then you have to go back. Yeah, fuck that, man.
Yeah.
Well, you did though.
I did. I said, fuck,
Unfortunately for you, Mike.
I know.
I wouldn't do it, Mike. Wouldn't be my thing. Sorry. I just wouldn't get them shaved off. I'd just be like, nah, fuck, it's such a
I just got to the stage where I was like, fuck it. If I need anything done, I'll just go over and get it done there now. Because like I said, I've been going this many years before. Like my thing is I was like chatting to one of the lads. He's going over getting his done in probably 2-3 weeks. And you know, the kind of stage is like, I hadn't gone to a dentist in probably 8 years before I got this done. And it's the whole thing of, I knew if I was going, not that anything was like, because like, even when I went over to Turkey, all I had to do was get 2 fillings, no root canals, no nothing. Like, it wasn't even like really an issue. It was just really the shape for me from obviously never having braces and obviously genetically, whatever. But I was there shitting it. Like, when I was going to get this done, I was like, I'm going to need to get 3 teeth pulled. I'm going to get so many fillings. I'm going to get all of this. Because it was that fear of going to the dentist and going, I need to spend about $5,000 now here in Ireland, UK. And like, so many people are like that. Like, when you went there, Darragh, when's the last time you went? Like, would you be good to go?
I was just going to say that I did go because I have like a fish or seal filling down there. And I remember I was eating something one day and it like popped out. So I had to go in and get it replaced. And I chipped another one of my teeth and I had to get it filed. Because you know, when you chip something and you keep putting your tongue in it and you get blisters on your tongue.
Yeah.
I need to get this sorted. It's going to do my head in. So I booked in the dentist. And that was probably when I was 24, 25. I think it was just after
5 years.
I was living at home before I moved to Manchester. So I was probably like 24 maybe. And I hadn't been since I was 14. So it was 10 years. And I haven't been since. So 10 years and 5 years. So in the last 15 years, I've gone twice. I haven't got teeth cleaned yet or anything. I'm getting that done before I get the.
That feels good.
This week. It does.
Nicest feeling.
I actually kind of don't like it because there's almost too much space in between my teeth. I'm like,
yeah.
The teeth falling out my head sort of a thing, you know?
You can feel like the air crowd in between. Oh, it's mad.
Yeah.
When I got these done, it was mental. Like I was awake for the whole thing. There was no pain at all. I watched a movie that was on the ceiling, and then I finished and just ate a meal, and that was it. They were done.
Unreal.
It was crazy. I expected like to be maybe put asleep, like not being able to eat for like a day. It was just like a couple of hours, and then I was able to.
Actually, now they're getting onto a gripe here. Clients, when they go to the dentist and they don't eat a fucking meal for 3 days, give me a fucking break, lads. Use the other side of your mouth if you got a teeth pulled, for fuck's sake. Have a fucking shake with some oats and a banana and some peanut butter in it. You can eat the fucking meal, stop being a pussy. Always something happens to me. I had to get my teeth pulled, this, that, whatever. It's so fucking what?
What's worse, that or I'm going out for the day. What'll I do for food?
Yeah.
Bring it with you.
No.
You know what your meal plan is, you know, just fucking put it in a box and bring it with you. It's all good, you know. And will like the chicken be like okay, like out of the fridge for a while? Yes, mate.
No, it'll kill you. So don't.
I've done some mental stuff with food.
It's so avoid. I've given myself little touch of food poisoning quite a lot of times through eating, you know, meals that been sitting there for 8 hours in the sun. Like,
I made, you know what, right? I risk it, and I know like this probably isn't going to be good, but I'm gonna fucking do it anyway.
We're all the same, man. Like, we're all the same. I did it a couple of times in college. I did it once in college, and I got really fucking sick. Like, I mean, like stomach and shitting myself, and like proper bad for about 3 or 4 days, sort of food poisoning. Like, and I just sucked it up and just cracked on, like, you know.
I've one for you then as well, because I think Mark will be 100% the same as me. So I just need to see what Darragh will be like. Do you like other people cooking your meals? I want to see how we all say. I don't like anyone making my meals for me or anything like that. I hate like, let someone cook me chicken. I won't let them do that. I want to make everything myself because I know how I like it and what way I want it. Like, will you let people make your meals?
I'm the same, Mike. And to be fair, Chloe does cook some meals for me, but it's easy stuff like bang the chicken in the air for her on a set amount of thing. But I give her
that's I know
how I want things done. But for a lot of things, like, I have to do it myself because, like, I'm very anal. Like, look, we follow and eat the exact same food every single day, right? So there's a very specific way that I like my rice that I've perfected over years, right? There's a very specific way that I have this or I have that or I mix certain things or whatever. So like, if it's not like that, it just does not taste the fucking same. There's nothing missing me. I'm a control freak in everything though. I do not allow anybody to do anything for me, really.
Like, the same thing is like, as you're saying, even there when it comes to rice, like even in the house here, like myself and Gracie, like we've our own rice cookers. Like, she makes her rice, just throws it together, and I have my little mini one where I know how much water I want in it. I know how fluffy. I know how I want the texture. So like
Yeah.
we'll cook it 2 separate ways to have the same meal. That
Same
kind of
here, because Chloe likes her rice too watery, too much water in her rice.
Mm.
You know, it's stodgy. It has like, you know, that rice crumb on it. That's
Yeah.
rice.
Oh, mate. Here,
Sorry.
the only person I will have now, and only recently, is my mom.
Yeah.
Like even when I was younger, I was like, "Mom," she'd always want to do. I'm like, "Mom, not a chance."
I feel
It's
like
just,
though, like it's always like anytime your mom cooks something for you, it's always nice, isn't it? Like, do you
well,
know?
not even nice, right? Because you know, if you like, I know it will taste all right, but I just wouldn't trust anyone just weighing it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
but like my mom is like she'll fucking weigh it twice, literally. She knows how serious I
But she's
take it.
still herself now as well, Mark, isn't she? The last while, like
Yep.
she's been doing a lot
So
for weighing
she's
her food, and she's flying it like with the, you
mate,
know,
she fucking loves it. Like even last time I went back, she was there getting her meal and stuff ready. I was like, "You still doing this?" And she was like, "Yeah, I've been doing it since you fucking showed me." She's like,
That's so
she
cool.
like pulled the stone off and just kept it off, and she just fucking loves eating like this.
good.
And she knows like not she doesn't take a rigid meal plan, but she knows what to have with each meal. And she knows how to kind of navigate if she's having an off-plan meal and stuff like this. It's
That's fantastic. And like say your mom's probably in her 60s, is she? Like early 60s?
she's gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me. I don't fucking know. She's late 50s. I think like 50.
I was going to judge by your age that she could be late 50s, early 60s, and saying like, if she can do that, she'll weigh her food. She understands a little bit what to do for off-plan meals. And then we have fuckers here now that are like 18, 19, 20 and fucking can't even fucking do it.
My mother is a fucking disaster. I love you, man, but fuck me, it's such a fucking pain in the hole. Message me the whole time to do her diets and this, that. And I have this to this, man. I told you how this works a lot of times. You can't just fucking sub things in now, and you need to learn to macro things and use my fitness pal or something, because like, you know, she's now used to reading magazines and fad diets and thinking, and can I not eat carbs after 6 p.m. because this and this? You know, this is what stuff that comes out of her mouth. No matter how often I try and tell her, like, the way things is, like, it's just a hopeless fucking case. A hopeless case. But yeah. So
look, it's good to see. Like, you know, it's the intent of that she wants to know as well. But like, you know, it's probably like the repetibility. Like, she reads into the magazines or sees a reel and something that literally straight. Oh look, Darragh will know this and straight over, and you're just like, Christ
yeah,
almighty.
but it's just the not understanding that like things are black and white. Like, things are set. Like, you've got protein, carbs, and fats. Things are a certain amount of calories. Everything needs to be weighed and tracked if you want to stay within the confines of certain. And like, that is just not understood. Like, you
Yeah, just goes over our head.
Yeah, it's just
That in the background smoking 20 fags.
and then like when you can't like comprehend and understand that, it's just a waste of time. Like, you know what I mean? And then she gets odd with me if I don't want to do her another meal plan. And I'm like, you're just a waste of time, man. I'm sorry. Like, I've got other things I need to be doing. I can't. And you know, sometimes it's like, oh, what can I have instead of this, or what can I do that? It's like, everything is so unstructured anyway that makes no fucking difference. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah. And yeah, then the fucking sweets and the alcohol and everything else on top of it. It's just like, yeah. And then, like you said, my dad smoked 25s in the back and he doesn't give a fuck. But he'd be great if he was following a meal plan, because he eats the same foods every single day as it is anyway. Lunch, grinder, ham, mayonnaise, butter, Tato crisps. That's his lunch every day for the last fucking, I don't know how many years.
He fucking loves it, and that's it.
This is something that I said before as well, is that everyone will look at us and be like, I think we touched on this before. Everyone look at us and be like, how can you eat the same thing every day? But everybody eats the same thing every day.
Everyone.
If you look at the food you eat every day, you probably have toast or cereal for breakfasts. You probably get a chicken fillet roll for lunch.
Yeah.
You probably fucking, have whatever for dinner. And then in the evening, you probably have a cup of tea and a few biscuits or something. It's the same stuff.
And here's the thing, right? When somebody goes to the shop to get a bar of chocolate, everyone gets their same favorite bar of chocolate. Everyone gets their same favorite bag of crisps. Everyone gets the same order in the fucking Chinese every time they go. 9% of people are getting the same thing all the time. Do you know what I mean?
The same coffee, the same drink out of the shop, everything.
Yeah. Oh, also, here's another fucking gripe, right? Matcha. Who the fuck is drinking matcha? All these bitches drinking matcha, only doing this because there's one on there with the rich. Where you have to put in now.
I'm lost at the minute. My screen just went black. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got a no signal on my fucking screen and I can't see anyone.
We can see any of it. I was just hearing myself back in that and it was really darn. But anyway, getting back to my rant, right? Matcha, right? Everybody is drinking matcha for the sake of it because it's healthy, right? It's not actually nice to taste like fucking earth. Years ago, back before it was cool, when I was in my second year of college, I actually got raw matcha powder off my protein, believe it or not, and used to put it in my oats because it was healthy, right? I was like, this stuff is absolutely fucking horrible. I don't care what benefits it have. I'm not eating it, right? And everyone gets it these days because it's healthy, right? But they're getting the fucking matcha latte with the oat milk, the 2 pumps of fucking vanilla and the everything else in it, right? So it's no fucking more healthy now than the man of the fucking moon, right? And they're just drinking it for the sake of being like, oh, I drink matcha and it's healthy. I'm getting my matcha kick, blah, whatever. It's not fucking nice. It's not fucking nice. It's a trend. Fuck off.
It's all for the gram.
It's all for the gram. It's one of these basic fucking niche things. And one of these new trends. Oh, matcha.
You know when you get
nobody likes it.
Do you know when you get clients then to try and convert them to like an Americano, like, you know, when you find out, like, you know, when they're not losing weight and you kind of dig a little bit deeper, like I had it with a lifestyle client a while back, like made great progress, 15, 16 kilo off. Like he was about 115, want to get him down to about 80, got down to about 100. And then we were getting a little bit of a kickback for a while and just asked him, I was like, I have a daily cappuccino. I could have 2 cappuccinos. I have this. So I was trying to pull him back a little bit, but he's doing it now. But he's like, he messaged me the other day and goes, Jesus, Mike, them Americanos, they take a while to get used to, don't they? Like,
well, I say this to clients all the time, Mike. It's like, these are the low-hanging fruits, you know, because the clients come to me as well, stuff, the black coffee isn't that nice. All right, pour a bit of fucking sweetener in it, man, the fuck up, right? Or, I just can't have my bagel with a little bit of butter. Okay, stay fat, so. You know what I mean? It's like, these are the simple low-hanging fruits, right? Cook your food without oil. Don't put a butter on your toast or your bagel or whatever. It's not that fucking hard, right? It's like, yeah, it's nicer with these things on it, but people are so accustomed to being like, I have to have my coffee with milk. I have to have my toast with fucking 200 calories of Kerrygold butter. I have to do this, I have to do that. It's like, just adjust and make the adjustment. It's actually not that fucking bad at all. It really isn't. I normally have milk like with my shakes and my cereal. Just fucking have water. The protein powder is enough. Trust me, after a week of having a protein shake with water with your cereal, you're not even going to fucking notice the difference, you know? And it's 300 calories gone out of your day. So would you rather have the water and the protein shake with your cereal or no fucking cereal and a protein shake with milk? Because that's the equivalent with the calories. It's like, you choose, you know? Like I can't pull fucking calories out of the sky here, right? It's like, you just don't have the milk, or you do an hour of Stairmaster every single day. What do you want to do? You know, like,
it's them little bits. And then when they start, like, it's just obviously because it's just the culture, like, as we said, Irish cultures, Irish food, like, it's just a little bit behind and all them things. And like that's all we're trying to do is kind of guide them. But like them little swaps, like do any of you use oil in a meal plan? Do any of you have like macadamia oil or anything like that?
Yeah,
like,
I do. Yeah.
The only time you might have it, but like, when is the last time you actually bought an oil for the purpose of, like, say, cooking a meal like that? So, you know, like you see it at home. I can't remember the last time I bought like an olive oil. Or
I will.
Rarely, mate. I do like a drop of sesame oil in like a meal.
So I got a bottle, right? The day I came to Dubai in August, and there's still a third of it left.
Yeah.
And I use it every rest day. But like, you know, that's how long it lasts and how much I use it.
Yeah. I have a bottle of olive oil there for prep last year. I'm still going through it. I'm almost done now because I have actually started having olive oil with my meals again. But I love a bit of olive oil, actually, a bit of macadamia oil. At first I got the mac oil and I was like, I don't get the hype with this. It's a little bit more bland. But now I've just gone.
Oh, now you get it, yeah.
Now I get it. Again, and it's going back to my golden rule with clients: try something 5 to 10 times before you decide you don't like it, because you acquire a taste for everything. First time you have something, you're like, I don't know. I'm telling you, give it a try, and you'll go up and be like, I like
Darragh, does that count as well? If it's gay, now, would you say that? Would you try it 5, 10 times like that?
Yeah. I don't know about that now, Mike. That might go into the gay category, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh God.
Speaking of gay, I found a picture the other day when I had my belly button pierced.
Oh. Fucking hell.
Get that up for the next podcast.
Yeah. I've had it done a few times, but one of the times, that's why when you see a belly button, it's like It's like, it looks like I have 2 because I remember I was squatting before and I had a belt on and
Oh, no, fucking good.
it got caught and ripped it through.
Mm.
So it's like a big scar. Yeah.
And I was lucky. I was getting my my nose like plucked, or no, the wax out my nose in the barbers recently. That's why I have this stud backing. Remember, I did 2 hoops for a while.
Oh yeah.
And your man, like, he always says, I'll take out the hoops. And I'm like, I can't take out the hoops, mate, because I can't close them when I open. So he's like, just be careful of them. And he did it 2 or 3 times, absolutely fine. And I reckon he just didn't like the fucking hoops or something. But he fucking pulled it one day, and the hoop, right, one of them was like shitty cheap hoop, so it came out of my nose, right, and it kind of bent. And this one is like a very strong, like titanium loop. And when he pulled it, he was lucky that the wax was stuck to where the clasp is on the inside. So when he pulled it, it popped open. But had it been twisted around, he would have just ripped it straight out my nose. Like, I was lucky.
Mate, fuck that.
That happened to Nate Styles as well. And I seen it in Nate Styles' story. So when I was in the barbers, I said, be careful of those hoops, don't pull them out of my nose. And he nearly fucking did the cunt. So now, no wax, Nate. Don't want that. Not worth it.
We're looking for Mark with his belly button piercing next week, and I never really went piercing. I did have eyebrow. I had my eyebrow pierced here when I thought it was cool in college.
Yeah, proper scummer vibes with the eyebrow piercing.
Yeah,
I have both ears done, and I used to have like up here done as well. But I'm belly button.
No nipples. Are we all nipple free?
Yeah.
Good.
It's always freaked me out a little bit.
No, not on my list of things I like.
Yeah.
And on that note, on the nipple note, let's
we'll wrap it up. Hopefully I'll be able to piece this pod together now well for the Spotify. But if not, guys, this will be part 2. But look, we'll get it up anyway for the YouTube. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch up to you next week.
Peace.